So today marks a special occasion. On the 7th of October 2012, this channel was created, and mind you, I didn't start making videos until 2014, but I'm still in disbelief that it's been a full decade that, I created this channel. I had many other accounts before this, but because, I've been on this website ever since it came out back in 2005, it feels like yesterday, and for those wondering, I'm 22 years old, about to turn 23. But still, the fact that I've been, doing content for this long, and, back when I created this channel, I never thought I'd be here making content, breaking down my favorite games of all time, breaking them down in such, in such great detail. Back when I started making videos back in 2014, sorry, I can't speak today, I didn't really have a direction for I didn't really have an idea on what direction I wanted to take this channel to. I was doing, those little game reviews in my room. I was also doing comic book reviews, doing video game pickups, showing all the games that I got. I was still trying to find my footing back then, and even now I'm still trying to find my footing, deciding on, what I want to cover and how I want to cover it, but still, I've had man, it's been quite the journey with YouTube, man. I discovered this website back in like I said, the year it launched back in '05. When my sisters, I saw them messing around with the family computer, and I was curious because, like I already know there were other sites before video sharing sites before YouTube, but to me, it was just so amazing seeing that there was a whole website that you could watch videos on, without requiring a DVD or, to click on a certain file or whatever. My dad was still teaching me how computers worked, and right now I'm actually working in IT, the same field he's in. But, the fact that it's been so long, man, it feels like just watching YouTube change right before me, it feels unreal. And I know, YouTube's had a lot of it's still having missteps right now, with them removing features that people liked, such as the ability to see people sort videos by, when they came out from like the first video to now. So, the removal of captions, it's just, I don't know, through thick and thin, YouTube's always been there for me, getting to see all my favorite creators for it's big or small. Matter of fact, the one creator that inspired me to start YouTube altogether was this dude named Lord Vega. He made YouTube video. This is how you know this is how you know I'm one of the YouTube OGs. But he made YouTube videos back in the late 2000s of Let's Play videos. This was after Let's Play videos evolved from being forum posts on Let's Playing websites, where you take a screenshot. For those who don't know about the early Let's Play days, Let's Playing was where you would take a screenshot of the game you're playing, and then you just leave a caption behind, just talking about the situation you're in, what's going on screen, your thoughts on the game so far. So Lord Vega was the first YouTuber I was fully invested in. Now, the thing is, though, I didn't have a YouTube account until 2009, and the only reason I did create it was just so I could get past the age restriction filters. And no, it's not anything. Not anything inappropriate, not what you're thinking. I was trying to watch stuff like horror games. Certain anime would get age restricted too, even though it wasn't that bad. Like I remember some Bleach videos would get restricted. This was that time where you could watch videos of an anime just cut into pieces. It'll say Bleach episode 148 part 1, episode 148 part 2. Sometimes it'll even say sub en español, stuff like that. That's Nowadays, YouTube cracks down on stuff like that. You upload even a fraction of an episode of something like Bleach, that your channel's coming down immediately. And it kind of sucks seeing how, copyright's being abused on YouTube as a whole. I've had to, I don't know, man. But still, just, I don't know. But yeah, I created my first channel back in 2009 just so I can get past the age restriction filters. And God. And I lost the password to that account. Then I created a few more accounts throughout the early 2010s, and it wasn't until late 2012, right before I turned 13, I was like, yo, this is going to be my main account. I'm going to have all the passwords and everything. This is going to be my main Google account for good, and I'm sticking with it. And 10 years later, here I am. And the thing is, though, when I made my channel, I was going to be like any other YouTuber. I was going to well, not YouTuber. I was going to be like any other internet denizen. I was just going to have I was just going to have it to where I was subscribed to channels, sort my own playlists. I had playlists for music that would sort, so I didn't like lose them, or in case the video got taken down, or I forgot the name of a certain song. And I would just have my playlists, my subscriptions, and comments, stuff like that. But in 2014, I got the idea to start making videos, and I actually I got the idea to start making videos. I started making my first videos on my tablet. Actually, if you want to get technical, I did make one video on one of those burner accounts back in the early 2000, back in like 2010. If I remember correct, no, I remember it now. My first ever video on this site, by technicality, was me filming my TV during when Dragon Ball Z was airing. I was filming my little CRT television, whatever, and it was of Vegeta going over, it's over 9,000 and crushing a scouter. Now, that video's probably been lost since like YouTube. I guess they deleted the channel for being inactive. So, good luck finding it, I guess. As much as I'd like to dig up those old videos and old channels and count stuff like that. But yeah, this channel was going to be where I was just going to be an internet denizen like everyone else. And then in 2014, I had my little tablet, and I set my tablet on top of this tote and a few other manga magazine art books, and I just started rambling about video games to it. And then I watched the videos back. I'm like, wait, I can seriously do this on YouTube. And then my brother, one time my brother walked in on me filming one of those videos, and he previewed one of them with me, and he said, "Dude, go post to YouTube." Man, well, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that. He's like, "You got to make videos on YouTube." So when I started making videos on YouTube back in 2014, I also kept it as sort of a I also kept it as kind of a secret from my from aside from my siblings, of course, from my parents, because I didn't know at the time. I didn't know how they'd feel about me doing YouTube. You gotta remember, I was 14 at the time, and I'm one of the old and my older siblings and my parents. We subscribe to the. They used to subscribe to the the old rules of the internet, where don't show your face, don't even say what town or city you're from, don't even say what state you're from. That's why I was worried about my parents freaking out if they found out that I made YouTube videos. But then I showed my mom my one of my videos where I was reviewing, I think, Assassin's Creed 3 or whatever game that I was reviewing. I still cringe looking at those old videos. So whatever, but hey, it's whatever. But then I forgot what happened. I think I showed her one of my videos on my phone, and she said, "You should keep doing this." And I was consistently making random videos about just random thoughts on video games throughout 2014. And then in like late 2014, in September, October, like right when I was starting freshman year of high school, I made an update video saying that I was back after my little summer break. And then I never made a video for months on end. And then I came, as a matter of fact, want to go on a tangent and talk about that. When I was going on that little break or hiatus, whatever you want to call it, from YouTube, I was still rethinking whether or not I wanted to even make videos or not. I was still thinking, do I really want to keep doing this? Is this going to be all for nothing? Because barely anyone watches my videos. I'm lucky if I even get 10 views. That's what I was thinking to myself at the time. So, I kept thinking on it for months, and I decided to come back with a Let's Play series. It's just that I did it without a microphone because, I don't know. I don't know why I did it without a microphone. And I was doing it with this cheap screen recorder. I didn't even know OBS even existed about at the time, because the only other screen capture software I remember back in 2014, well 2015 now, was what was it called? Fraps. That was the one everyone was using back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. I forgot when OBS came onto the scene or when everyone started using it. So I started recording with this cheap screen recorder it was one of those like free trial screen recorders where you just leave the watermark at like the bottom right corner of the screen. It was one of those, but it worked. And I was only limited to filming for 15 minutes. So I just filmed in like 15, segments of 15 minutes or less of me playing Pokemon Emerald or Pokemon. Oh God, those old Let's Plays make me cringe. Oh God. But yeah, and then in like 2015, like somewhere in late 2015, when I was a sophomore in high school, I got the idea to do creepypasta readings from Some Ordinary Gamers. This was like way back in the day when he used to do creepypasta readings. So I would hop on Audacity, and I didn't know how. Now the thing I didn't know about most of the other creepypasta readers or whatever, it was that they would actually record the videos. I mean, record the record everything that God, I can't even speak today. They would record their readings in segments. They would break them down either sentence by sentence or until they ran out of breath, and then they would chop it up to make it sound more consistent, like they're actually doing one take. Me, on the other hand, I would do all these creepypasta readings in one take and would have mixed results. My favorite one to do was Gateway to the Mind Zorax, and what was the other one? And the Russian Sleep Experiment. Those are the favorite ones I loved reading. And then in 2016, I did more Let's Plays, a lot of them unfinished. In summer of 2015, I mean 2016, I was doing lots of Let's Plays of Fire Emblem, Devil Survivor. I remember I did the Fire Emblem Sacred Stones Let's Play, which obviously you know what happened with that, with me being inconsistent. So, so I abandoned those Let's Plays, and in 2016 and 17, it was just me making random videos on what was happening in the gaming world. I also remember like one video that almost got that's sitting at almost 1,000 views is my Nintendo Switch video. This was at the time the Switch was about to come out, when Nintendo announced their plans to make a paid online service, and I was pissed off about that. So what I did, since I could do since I could screen record more than Let's Plays now, I got a PS4 as a Christmas gift back in 2016. So I took the little console capture function and recorded me playing a few games of Naruto, and then I put it onto a USB, put it onto my computer, threw it in the Windows Movie Maker, and bam, I had a video of me being pissed that Nintendo was now doing paid subscription services. Sure, it was cheap too, but like I was pissed off that they were just following in the footsteps of Sony and Microsoft. That's a story for another day. And then I do some other random videos. I did a Let's Play of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. That got canceled, and then yeah. Then 2018-19 onwards, I was doing more random videos and Let's Plays. And in late 2020, I got the idea to make a video covering one of my favorite games in depth, and it's on my shelf right now. And that was, oh look, it's Dynasty Warriors. Look at me. Yeah, I'm gonna one take this, by the way. But it was Duel Masters for the PlayStation 2, which was a game I got back when I was what, 8 years old so I got that for the PlayStation 2, and I was like, wait, instead of doing a Let's Play, let me cover a game in depth and just talk about the mechanics and everything, instead of just doing one long-winded Let's Play. So I constructed the script using Notepad, which is one of the worst word processing applications, programs, whatever, that I've had the displeasure of using. I'm glad I couldn't pay for Microsoft's little Office thing, so what I did was I downloaded this one word processor called LibreOffice. It's really good if you plan on doing word processing, whether you're in college or if you're making scripts like I am. I highly recommend it. This is not sponsored, by the way. So yeah, I drafted the video on Libre within like 2 or 3 days. I spent all those days just going, tabbing in and out of my browser and Libre. I mean, and not Libre, and WordPad. It wasn't until after Duel Masters that I finally got Libre. So I started doing that. Then I got the voice work done, which was also shoddily. The voice work was also shoddily done as well, because I would break up the voice, so the voiceover inconsistently. I'd either move on to the next sentence or next segment too fast or too slow to the point where it was awkward. Rewatching that, I learned a lot just from doing that project and rewatching it. And then, I did a few more Sleeping Dogs, Yakuza 0. Oh man, and then I did my first long video, which was long retrospective style video, which was Infamous. And then I did Infamous 2. That was my favorite one to cover, with all the moments that happened in it and just talking about it. And yeah, I did the Infamous series, and I did Saints Row while I was away at school in a dorm too. That trying to record for that was painful, since I had since the little suite or whatever wasn't too soundproof. I had to schedule them accordingly and make sure no one was in the suite so they couldn't hear me. But I never thought that I'd get to this point where I'd just be covering games in depth like this. Just sitting behind my desk doing all the research, writing down thousands upon thousands of words about the game I'm covering, the mechanics. I never thought I'd reach this point. Like when I started, when I filmed my first video back in 2014 on my crappy little Chromebook that only shot in 480p, mind you. Oh god. I was working with what I had. What do you expect? But, I learned a lot. I learned a lot just doing all those retrospective videos, and just over the years learned a lot about editing tricks, balancing audio, stuff like that. And it's crazy that I've been on this platform this channel for 10 years, and just using YouTube for 17 years. It's been a vital part of my childhood, my teenage years, just watching videos on stuff that interest me, like, long video game retrospectives, stuff about science, history, YouTube's gotten me through a lot, through thick and thin, and I'm glad to be on this platform. And I'm back, and I can't speak today. And I'm glad to be here with y'all, just entertaining you guys. I Oh man, it's been a wild ride. I'm not gonna stop until whenever I stop. Okay, this ride, I'm not stopping until. Oh man, I'm not stopping until I stop. Okay, but yeah, I've got plenty more videos to come, and I've also been thinking about doing lore videos. It's not gonna be like the main focus of this channel, but just like like a few lore videos on Cyberpunk, because I've been doing ever since that little live stream I did of Cyberpunk, where that little 4 hour stream. I've been digging deep into the lore, the tabletop game, everything about it, and I've been thinking of covering it because it's a pretty easy game to cover when it comes to lore. I love reading about it, and I love just the whole and Cyberpunk as the aesthetic and backdrop of Cyberpunk has always been an interest of mine ever since I was, 12, 14 years old. When I first played Black Ops 2, I was like, yo, I wonder if there's more media like this. And I found out what the word cyberpunk was back in 2014, and then I watched Blade Runner. Yeah, man. So yeah, lore vids covering Cyberpunk. But other than that, I'm also still working on the Saints Row 2 video. I've been, recording for that has been a pain because, my school had unexpectedly, long story short, there's been some stuff going on, and my school had to send the whole class back because it's just, yeah, it's stuff that I'd rather not get into. It's really personal. Still, though, like I said, it's been 10 years since I started. Well, it's been 8 years if you want to get technical, but it's been 10 years since this account's been around. I'm not going to stop making videos until I stop. So yeah, I'm going to be here for a long time, and I hope you guys are enjoy the journey with me. So yeah, I'm gonna cover all of Saints Row. Oh man, it's gonna be a crazy ride. So thank you guys so much for supporting me over these past 8 years. I'm glad to have been here. I'm happy that I've been on this platform for ever since it launched back in '05, and I'm not gonna stop. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching my videos, just and all the nice comments about about my retrospectives. I got more on the way, so thank you all, and have a good one.